Hey, I don't think I'm attractive, but I get free drinks in the in clubs.
You have that amazing manly hairy mountain beard thing going. Actually, well, sorry, you don't have that anymore. But either who. So how is your day going?
Not too bad. Continuing Final Fantasy VII on hard.
Ah, what are the odds you finished today?
Not too high because I'm coming into the latter end of the game and I've pretty much just passed the halfway mark. I'm on chapter 11 of 18,
Hmm,
which to me is the halfway mark in this game because of how much it escalates towards the end. Like in terms of the amount of content I have to do, this is about halfway.
makes sense to me.
We've learned in order to
Because
launch a
that's
ground
kind of how it
based
is with
attack
every
from the
game.
Dark
Like
Bridge is a good place
the
to set
halfway
up
mark
camp,
typically is
as
like
it will force the
a
enemy
bit
units
further on
into
than
a
actually
narrow
halfway. It's
corridor.
more like the first two
Prepare
thirds of the first
immediately to
half.
attack and destroy all
Actually,
enemy
the
forces on the
actually the other
bridge.
game that I
This will
got
be our
on
reply to
Monday that I finished that day, I'm pretty sure that I actually mentioned to you that the difficulty scaling was like a sonic spike trap. It just went up and down very erratically. And the second chapter boss was probably like those two fights, because it was back-to-back boss fights, were probably the hardest part of the game, and then the last fight had the large target syndrome, where it was kind of a spectacle, but as an actual boss fight was just a joke.
See, this game doesn't do that. Each fight is slightly ramps up the difficulty from the last, which is nice.
AC card acquired. Enemy forces targeted. Commencing attack. All allies must be in the area. Enemy forces targeted. Commencing attack. All allies must be in the area.
The one thing I do hate about this old game is the sound glitch with planes. It's really, really annoying.
Or do they sound like eagles?
No, the problem is that there's like a 50% chance when there's a plane that once you get this like weird whining sound effect, it doesn't turn off until you literally restart the console. And it's literally the entire series. No freaking other sound does that, but planes and then freaking helicopters.
Enemy forces targeted. Commencing attack. All allies must be in the area. second attack, friendly forces must leave the area. Enemy attackers have been destroyed. Mission complete.
Mission objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
Because there were multiple planes, I got the great RNG of the sounds compounded themselves.
Nice.
It's not.
Thread those ears.
What?
Thread those ears.
Did you say thread those ears?
Thread them.
Anywho. Yeah, I don't know where the hell Shappy went. He's not in the other Discord, is he?
I don't know.
He is not. Well, Shappy died.
F.
What was that from? Call of Duty?
Mm.
Let's see if I can finally get a better weapon that in this game that doesn't suck. Because God, the machine gun in this game is awful.
Alright,
Hey, what?
boss fight.
Good luck.
Second one of this chapter, but it's the end of the chapter if I beat it.
Nope, probably going to regret my choice, but let's see if this is a game where shotguns are actually good. I'm pretty sure they're awful in most of them.
I love how every game is like that, 50-50 on whether the shotgun is complete hot garbage or amazing.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure all of them except two that I know of, it's hot garbage.
Engaging test mode.
What is this horse shit? Why are the bullets going like half a mile an hour? Look!
Terminating test mode.
I think this is the worst of the series. Well, I haven't tried them in all of them. This is easily... Let's hope the other one isn't just as garbage. But odds are it will be. Really, now thinking about it, this game, most of the main weapons so far looking at it are fucking garbage. Let's see if this shotgun can save it. Probably not.
Main system. Engaging test mode.
No, this is quite bad.
Target destruction verified. Terminating test mode.
And of course, the test area is planes.
Main system. Engaging test mode. Target destruction verified. Terminate test mode.
So how many ways is that game actually different from the regular Final Fantasy VII?
It's not turn-based, it's more of an action game.
As part of a joint mission with LCC, we will be launching an attack on Emerod's Zamda base. Our assignment is the neutralization of the base's defensive forces. We want you to infiltrate.
Yeah, it's
the
really a
base,
shame what they did with
which
Rise,
happens
right?
To be Emerod's largest
Tricking just
and
threw it
destroy
aside when Stories was
a
coming out.
specific target.
And they're done by different teams, so it's more that the Rise team just didn't put any effort in past launch. They just rushed it out for launch and that's that.
LCC will commence their attack.
Yeah, it's honestly, the balance is awful.
The base is well defended.
Like we
So
literally
defending
know the
assault
bow
is
is
out of the
broken, know
question.
what's broken, and it's an
Instead,
easy fix, and
make
they
your
just
way
don't
through
even
the
bother.
Underground caverns. Please destroy the facility once you've moved above.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you do. Duela know. Okay, so know what the major issue is with the bow, right?
Communications will be disabled until you.
Yeah, the fact that its damage isn't scaling and that it has animation skip.
No, but okay, so the issue is that the overall charges for the levels of bow are supposed to have an actual ratio, which the max charge is still a 0.85, and the other ones are lower, but it's not counting it, so it's at a 1.25 flat instead of counting the charge level based on the shot level.
You're talking about Monster Hunter or Death Rise?
Monster Hunter.
Okay. Which one, Rise?
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't have a Switch yet to, put on this.
That's so dumb.
What is?
I attempted to use Magnify on my regenerative spells to put the healing on everyone with a single cast. It also puts it on the boss.
Communications restored. Continue the mission.
All members, this is Defense Team 1. Enemy intrusion detected. They've gained access to the underground facility. Commence attack.
Fuck off.
I'm gonna test up Rapid 4, see what it's all about.
Mission objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
God, I hope I never have to stream Armored Core 2 again. This sound thing is really a big pain in the ass I forgot about. So what you up to right now, Sheppy?
Playing Black Ops 4, seeing what it's all about.
Yep, and did you have a hard time finding the Discord channel?
Nope.
Yeah, because I think there's only like 2. You
There's
know,
one
Joe,
text
I
channel and 2,
just
voice
remembered
channel.
why the icon for this server is a bread roll. I think that was about the time when we were having the, you know, the conversation about why different people in like Britain call it a roll, a cob, or a tea cake.
I was wondering why you were talking about cobs weirdly.
Do you actually call them a cob where you are?
Yes.
Why?
Oh, wow, Cobb.
Because they're cobs.
We're planning an assault on the Zeomatrix AC Research Lab,
The subverting
located on
area?
the Arden River. We'd like you to feign an attack. We want you to head upstream and draw the
Let's try this.
attention of Zeomatrix's once you've drawn the defense team out, and in order to destroy LCC, we must
This boss has had a lot of stuff added to it in hard.
And of course, the entire enemy list for the next map is helicopters. So I'll probably have to restart the game again.
Yeah, this boss has had a lot added to it in hard.
Is it harder?
Yeah, significantly, yeah.
Oh,
We've
make
arrived at the
it
target area. Commencing AC
You can
drop.
like make your own custom taste.
Command system.
You want custom what?
Combat mode.
For zombies, there's more ways to play zombies. You
Proceed
can
upstream.
you can do the zombie rush mode or create your own mutations for the zombies. It's like someone hosts it, create different mutations and stuff like that, and we all can play.
Really? All of us? Every character got hit by that? This fight would be so much better if it was still turn-based.
I'll take the save classes. change the strike weapon. The special weapon. Okay, they actually flex on zombies.
Emergency. The main assault team has been
Sorry,
destroyed.
Team first. Forward.
Abort mission.
Forward.
Return to base
Drop it.
immediately. Hurry and get to the hangar. We're leaving this area immediately.
Mission objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
Are you serious? The final helicopter in the ending cutscene is what set off the audio glitch. I hate you, game.
They do it again?
Yes, the problem with this one game, it might be because of the way that I'm playing it, is that planes and helicopters cause an audio glitch where like there's a chance when they're like started because the helicopter or something is close that it doesn't turn off even when I'm out of the freaking level or pause the game or like go back to the title screen and I actually have to relaunch the console.
Oh, wow.
And it's not just one, it's like a large amount of the series, but especially this one that I'm on now. And of course I accidentally pressed new game, which it doesn't let you out of it. So I have to relaunch the console again because I was trying to speed through the menus.
Oh, come on! So is it this entire phase he does this?
Is it what?
The entire... Does he do this the entire fucking phase?
What's he doing?
Reflecting all my magic, so all my healing magic goes to him and all my offensive magic gets bounced back at me.
Amazing.
Oh, reach. If it... He doesn't have it on. It's on us. I can't cast. Oh, dispel? No. Right. So I can't even take it off of me. Why not?
Well, it's on you.
Breach. Sorry, not breach. Reflect. It's cast on me, so it's reflecting all my spells in a different direction.
Were you playing?
Final Fantasy VII.
Ah.
I still love how that series got its name.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
What? Did you find something?
I just lost 2 characters.
Ooh.
I just well, sorry, I've lost one's dead, but I can't fucking heal.
That's
Can I? Okay, I can revive characters, but I can't heal them. That's fucking amazing, ain't it? And apparently I can't block that either.
Block what?
Some of the healing magic. Not healing magic, the offensive stuff. Like, why make... It's a boss you've not encountered yet.
It's Bahamut.
No, Bahamut's actually fair.
Oh.
Bahamut hits like a fucking truck, but he actually is fair with his mechanics.
I'm guessing this boss isn't.
No, well, he's normally, but on hard he's just insane.
One of our transport planes has crashed in the Arja Mountains. Initially, we thought weather was to blame, but upon review, we detected a heat source close by prior to the crash.
You're the only one that
Based
still
this
has that
information,
cast
it's
on
likely
you.
that our transport plane was attacked by enemy forces intent on stealing its cargo.
So I need her to actually die here, so that way I can
hereby request that you destroy the
get that
containers
lifted
as
from her.
follows. You are authorized to eliminate any who attempt to interfere.
We will pay all of your fees up front.
There it is. Nope, wrong character. You. Raise her.
You know, I think this might be the worst snow effect I've ever seen in a game. Wait, nope, the Dreamcast had worse snow. They just put like a really awkward filter over the freaking screen. I think the filter's also less than a second long. Sorry, it's actually 2 filters.
System. Engage in combat mode.
I've got it, I think. Yep, boss fight complete.
Yay.
Despite the fact that for the latter half of that, I couldn't physically feel my characters. So
So annoying.
for half of the boss fight, I couldn't heal my characters because if I attempted to, it would heal the boss instead of them. So I had to essentially keep using resurrection spells as opposed to healing spells.
Ah.
So I had to carefully balance like the ATB gauge and the and who was dying and who wasn't, as well as like fighting the boss itself. That was so bad. But I got the hang of it eventually.
AC pod acquired.
What next?
Fucking flying assholes did it again. I hate it.
That seems perfectly possible. Just, yeah, you got it right there.
Enemy reinforcements detected.
Of course, it fixed itself and then other planes broke it.
Type and signature ID match those of frighteners. Destroy them fast.
Yeah, that seems right.
System switched to normal mode.
And that's chapter 11.
I'm taking a break from Final Fantasy for a moment.
Hey, cool. Someone's in chat. Yes, that is the worst snow filter I have ever seen in most games. Not only is it one, but it's two filters on top of each other. It's honestly one of the worst filters I've seen ever. Almost like they didn't put any effort into it.
We've just learned that Emerald has regained control of Zamda military base, which we captured in cooperation with Balena Corporation. They seem prepared to fight us for control. We'll be executing a counterattack on Zamda base. We need to gather forces and erase the Emerald from Zamda.
Also, the voice acting in this game is amazing.
How amazing we talking.
Quite bad. It's almost like they purposely made up fake accents. Okay, so there is like different companies that give you missions and each one has a different voice actor, but it's almost like half of them they made up an accent.
Your mission is to destroy the facility's main computer. Doing so will disable the entire base and give Emerald no means with which to continue the battle.
Right, and then this one company, the guy throws random emphasis onto words for no reason. Like, there's this one level that is fantastic because it has the words lava and volcano in it, and throws such random emphasis and, like, drags out the syllables for volcano and lava.
They are still a formidable opponent. Be prepared for resistance. This will be the final
I find everybody's
military
coming out with
assault on
the
Emerald.
Vin Diesel meme.
Total
with, like,
annihilation
something
is our
about
only option.
that his opponent not being strong as family.
Oh yeah, I hate
mean-
that meme. There is okay, so someone has already made the meme for the like Reaper coming for it, but then the answer for the question was I a good meme? The answer is no. You were insanely annoying almost immediately.
I feel like a massive boomer because I have no idea where that meme came from and what it's about.
I have no clue what caused the meme either. It's just all of a sudden there's just thousands of them. I don't know any reference to it. The movies were forever ago.
From one of the Fast and Furious movies. That's what I think it came from. That's.
We know it's from the Fast and the Furious movie, but why?
I don't know. That series has
Why
been
not?
for a long time.
Yeah, like why now? Like Fast and Furious has been a thing for so long.
There's like 9 movies.
Are there like 9 movies already? I thought it was just 6.
Yeah, there is a lot. It's
We
weird.
will resupply
The trilogy just keep going.
Also, one of the few missions in this game that give you a freaking resupply midway, and it's after one of the easiest parts of any mission on the planet.
The gate has been unlocked. They're probably waiting for you.
They give you like 20% of all of your ammo back. In a mission that's like shorter than basically all of the other ones. When there's other ones that are very long and you could use it. Nope.
Why is everything fucking healing?
That is a good question.
Why not, I guess.
Literally every fucking enemy.
I wonder which door I have to go through. It has enemies just assaulting the door from the other side. I forgot, I don't actually have to kill any of this shit. I don't know why I'm fighting it.
I need a strategy going into this because it's healing more than I can deal. What's his elemental weakness, I suppose, is the important one.
We're both ravens. No hard feelings, right?
Oh, doesn't have one. Fucking marvelous.
Well done. Let's leave the rest up to the others.
Also, I am an idiot. Great idea. There's a giant generator.
that.
Let's go and cut it. It exploded.
System switched to normal mode.
I love how there's like a meme of like AOC giving Ben Shapiro feats.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the Ben Shapiro feet thing either.
It was another meme of like how she's so liberal about how she has liberal views, but she's being considered for a feet pick.
Yeah, I don't get the Ben Shapiro feet thing either, like at all.
It's just fun to rag on Ben Shapiro. He's a fucking idiot.
I will admit he is not the most likable human being.
It's literally just because it's fun to make Ben Shapiro look like an idiot. Like, that's genuinely where all the Ben Shapiro memes come from. Because making Ben Shapiro look stupid never gets old.
I mean, he did like read the notes for WAP, and people made that the song.
Hold on, what did he do?
He read the lyrics WAP.
Oh god, yeah, that entire family has a weird obsession with that, with like that kind of thing. Like just these non-conservative quote-unquote music, this non-conservative quote-unquote music.
I'm seeking partners for a mission. The mission's objective is to attack
Yeah, like
Zero's
once he
research
like
team stationed in Falna Crater.
The
It appears that they are investigating a spaceship that
wind.
crashed there. Magnetic storms are at their peak in the area.
I think it's kind of cringe that he has this weird obsession with it.
Useless. We must locate our enemies visually.
It is.
The enemies are numerous, so it will be a difficult fight. I hope you are up to the challenge. I've prepared a substantial reward, which I will pay you prior to the mission. I'm waiting for you.
We've arrived at the target area.
Smells like a trap.
Leaving the area of operations.
So it smells like a cheap perfume.
Yeah, so every time when you get a mission from another one of the like NPCs,
It's been a while. Thanks for coming.
and not like the one of the companies, it's almost always a trap.
I'm on the other side of the hill. Together we'll ambush the enemy platoon. Let's go.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Oh my god, they did a sand filter that's just as bad as the snow filter. Holy crap.
AC Holy Mother detected. It's piloted by a Raven working for the Zeta Corporation.
You know, whoever they hired for filters must have been an intern.
Wouldn't be surprising. When you work according to they can hire someone that is able to job or qualified.
I mean, because if someone was seriously paid for this, they should have given the company their money back.
Good work. It looks like they've all been destroyed.
Sounds like it'll be like on the levels of like someone named Cars 2.
What an exceptional pilot you have become.
Cars 2 is an amazing movie. I will not hear your towards Cars 2. Cars 2 is insanely good.
You are too dangerous.
And yep, it is in fact a trap.
You must be eliminated.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Have you like stopped looking for Vapor Gate?
I'm not in there anymore.
System
Oh, I
switch
figured
to
as
normal
well,
mode.
since you were leaving everything. I just wanted to make sure.
My favorite part of getting multiple traps, just in a freaking row in this game, is that they don't actually pay you at the end. So you just lose money and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's hilarious.
The files stolen by the Special Forces have been relocated to Balena Corporation's AC Research Lab. They must be recovered. This mission has two objectives: recover the files and destroy the research lab. Destroying the lab will greatly hinder Belena's ability to compete with us. Your area of responsibility is the removal of enemy resistance and planting the bomb. While you're doing that, our team will work to recover the files. The bomb is to be placed on the facility's main computer. You must evacuate as soon as the bomb is set. You can gain access to the facility from either of two routes. Good luck.
Also, I noticed you saying something in the chat about like, hey, be down for party, but that's like if you have power tomorrow. If there's a storm coming your way.
Your area
No.
the bomb, you can
Then thinking of the road he lives on.
What's going on? What's the deal about the road?
I don't know.
We
The thing
arrive
is,
at the target area, commencing AC drive.
he's got the opportunity to join us in fucking party in a map and literally end dead.
This cutscene, amazing.
Obsessed with his Horizon Zero Dawn fun. Just completely neglecting the talking to him.
I heard most of what you said, but like you kept going from speaking clearly to being muffled.
Gain access here. Avoid any.
He's too busy working on YouTube content, and then just joins when he remembers that, you know. It's
Been detected. They're transmitting.
He remembers we exist.
Because I didn't join last time, so I was playing through Final Fantasy VII for the first time. I wanted, you know, quiet.
It's understandable.
But the people's getting mad at me, like, oh, just join the party while you're being antisocial. I was like, dude, you were antisocial for 2 fucking weeks while you were playing both the Resident Evil.
Then when he's in party, he doesn't really won't do much with us.
And then you were getting the plot. Like, he finished the game. And then the next week and a half get platinum on 8. He could have done in part. He didn't. I mean, honestly. Because it's like, you can't accuse me of being antisocial if I didn't go in party one day. You moved for the last 2 weeks to like just playing video games by yourself.
He basically had us as trouble anyways.
Great this way. Like, imagine if I went for this platinum and didn't join the party. That's essentially what he did. If I was doing all this stuff, didn't bother socialising with you guys because I'm working on this.
Anything on the scanners? This is God Dog. I'm in position. Preparations complete. Commence the attack.
Bomb planted. System activated. You have 5 minutes.
Okay, so Joe, the game just gave me 2 options. I have 5 minutes to get out of this place after putting a bomb. There is multiple bosses, or I can skip them. Do I kill them or just leave?
The bosses.
Okay, let's see if I can find them because I kind of skipped half of this map because there's a side door.
You could always play the bosses.
Also, in Borderlands 3, you can also use a gun. You can kill your opponent with communism.
Communism is the ultimate weapon. Look at how many people communism killed.
Well, the bosses are sadly in a spot that's really bad for my setup to be fighting. That's very unfortunate. I'm just blowing myself up. Oh, perfect. The other one's actually in the way I have to go. Means I'm probably gonna die, but yay.
You skeleton, yes.
It just meleeed me through a wall. Fucking gold crap.
Through a wall.
No, I'm 100% gonna die. Because it meleeed me through a wall.
Because why not?
Because why not? Well, I'm gonna just eat the L and try again. Unless that mission is gone. Yep.
The mission's gone.
Yep, but I do. Yep, so I'm just gonna reload that, and now I know that I actually need something that is not just the cheese weapon I've been using for every frickin' boss fight. Instead, I'll just use a different cheese weapon. 'Cause it's basically how this game works. That should solve the entire issue.
We've arrived at the target area, commencing AC drop.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
You can gain access here. Avoid any security. Been detected. They're transmitting ERL signals to the outside.
God, losing lock on this game's a pain in the ass.
Hey, Raven, can you hear me? We got the files and we're leaving the area. Good luck.
Anything on the scanners? This is God Dog. I'm in position. Preparations complete. Commence the attack.
Bomb planted. System activated. You have 5 minutes.
Okay, bosses. The bosses are dead. I cheesed it.
Raven,
Yeah.
look forward to our next meeting.
What flavor cheese?
I just took grenade launchers.
Explosive cheese.
And by that I mean each one got 2 shot.
Spicy cheese, I mean.
Yeah. Chili cheese.
I mean, the prior one I had is honestly my favorite because it's just literally brain dead. I even have it set so that once the lock-on like finishes, it just automatically fires and I can just float lazily in the air facing their general direction. They actually have to aim this one, but because it's indoors, they can't really go anywhere.
On a real note, I love chili cheese.
Does anyone not like chili cheese?
There's gonna be people out there that don't like spicy cheese. White people
also don't like trash, but you know, teach their own.
White people, am I right, Jaffler?
Indeed. Indeed.
Oh, and now for one of the arguably worst boss fights in the game. It suffers from giant boss syndrome, but there's just for some reason a hidden corner has like one of the like either best or not best weapons in the entire series. They like do random shit with its stats every single game, and it's either amazing or awful.
It seems Emerald still
I'm gonna put my
has
money on
one
it,
trick
maybe.
up their sleeve.
I can tell you for
The
the
immense
first trilogy, the first game it's overpowered as shit. Second one it's okay, and the third one, what the hell is accuracy?
Our satellite relays are in its path. If they are
you talking about
destroyed,
that
our
Peacemaker?
information division will be crippled.
No, I'm not
We
playing.
must
No, I'm not
prevent
playing
this
Jack.
from
I'm playing
happening at
Armored Core
all
at the moment.
costs.
Oh.
We need you to stop
But yeah, the weapon in the
SRBIA.
first game at least is so
If this
freaking
mission
broken.
succeeds, it would be a
I
great
don't know
windfall for
how
us
it
with
passed any
LCC.
form of testing.
We're
It was
counting on you.
basically so it was a laser weapon that had the second highest single target, like single hit of every weapon in the game, fired as fast as a machine gun, and even though it fired lasers, didn't really use your energy. And you could basically 3-shot almost every single boss with it and get more than 5 rounds off in like a second. It also locked on instantly, so I don't know who anything did.
It sounds very broken.
We'll be working together
And
on
there's
this
a
mission.
weapon in the second one after that where it's just your fingers are now are now like a shotgun machine gun that have 5,000 rounds of ammo,
I'll be watching your back.
and also have a lockbox the size of your screen.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Yes, in Armored Core, do you have feet customization options for your mech?
Nope, feet are entirely attached to your legs. It's just based on whatever your legs are.
Aww. That's disappointing.
MT1 destroyed. MT2 destroyed.
But now that I remember how to actually shoot this thing, this is so much easier. I just wasted so many freaking bullets.
switch to normal mode.
Oh yeah, Joe, you know about someone being added from Tekken being added to Smash?
Yeah, I saw that.
What's your opinion on it?
Well, they've already got characters from Street Fighter. It just makes sense
For what?
in Smash.
What is the new character?
I don't know.
Kazuya from Tekken.
Ah, I was hoping for something funny. Like Pac-Man.
You already have him in there.
Wait, they already have Pac-Man in Smash, really?
Yeah, he was in the 4th installment, and he's been in everyone since.
Along with Banjo-Kazooie. And along with the that
Can
dog
we
and
get
bird
Daffy
and
Duck?
But Daffy Duck's not a video game character.
There are many Daffy Duck games. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but he's not a character that originated in the video games. Also, do you really think that that the copyright holders for Daffy Duck are going to allow that? You know how anal these people get over cartoons.
I remember, Meat Canyon.
Yeah, I know Meat Canyon.
And about that video they made about Bugs Bunny.
Oh yeah, Bugs Bunny.
Did they get in trouble for that or something?
They claimed the video is copyright, so therefore Bugs Bunny has some additional lore. And you know the Wikipedia mods are constantly having to fight people that keep trying to edit the Bugs Bunny Wikipedia page to add that specific detail.
To do what now?
I can't really talk about it on stream.
Well, I kind of don't want to know what they did now.
What thing you want to know about Meat Canyon at all?
Canyon's great.
He's great, but for only if you want to take the plunge.
Like the stuff he does is right up my alley. I think he's hilarious, and I love his art.
I just want to quickly make something to try out, because why not?
And it's so accessible as well. It doesn't even matter if you didn't grow up with what he draws. You can sort of just still enjoy it.
I think I was stupid and forgot to buy a second one of these. Well. So, you keep saying Meat Canyon, like, is it like something on like YouTube or what is that?
Yes.
It's on YouTube.
And from what you're saying, I assume it's bad.
And no, it's really good.
It's actually really good. You just have to be able to take the plunge for you to actually.
It's an acquired taste.
Yes. It'll take you a bit to loosen up to it.
Wait a minute, is that guy who did the thing like Beyond the Golden Arches?
Yeah. I think that's what it's about. That's the one. Every time he posts, it usually gets in 50.
Yeah. He's the one who did it.
Like
But,
someone.
that was about a year ago, but his content has, skyrocketed in quality.
It's evolved. It's so good now.
What do you mean by skyrocketing in quality? Is he doing more stuff?
Yeah.
Dude, that's literally a drop in the ocean compared to all the stuff he's been doing for years.
He even made one of the show, record show. You watched that one, Joe?
Oh, I've seen them all.
He even made one of Dragon Ball
Main
Z.
system. Engaging test mode.
Even Teletubbies, Eddie.
He's on 2 of it, isn't he?
Destruction verified.
2?
Terminating test mode.
Yeah. There was a sequel to Jawbreaker.
Also, I have great news. While I'm not sure if it's better, the rounds in this one apparently explode.
He done one for Garfield and Peppa Pig.
The Peppa Pig one is a fever dream. Jesus Christ.
He's also done one for Bob the Builder.
That one's really good. That's his most recent one, though.
That's what he's done. He's doing this little smaller series called Monster Lab.
I've not watched any of the Monster Lab stuff.
It's actually pretty good. Oh, you should see the SpongeBob one.
The secret formula.
If you go watch anything, watch that. Yeah, so just to watch it off screen.
Yeah, you don't want to watch it on stream.
These videos aren't long. These videos max out about around 5 minutes or less.
Yeah, they're only a few minutes because they're animations, but he fits a lot in there.
Yes. It's short but feels like longer. Feels like it's longer. You can see how views. Like the secret formula has 13 million views.
The secret formula? What is it, like crab or something?
You'll have to watch it.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it, no.
What about Kissy?
You know, Joe, when you laugh like that, it makes me think something bad's about to happen.
Main system.
I think they're the spoil.
What?
Terminating test mode.
Kitty's a good one.
Yep, definitely think something bad's gonna happen with that. So I will not watch that.
It's not as bad as you think it's gonna be. All you have to do is simply just watch one
We
video.
request that you board
if you don't
our
like it, you don't
submarine
like it.
and
If you
protect
do,
it
you
of
can
the
keep watching the
submarines
rest.
transporting the
That's simply
recovered
how it goes.
files.
when it's kind of-
So we must be.
you don't like
LCC
it,
has an
you can
impressive
simply move
naval
on.
arsenal, which include be prepared for.
And I'm about to do a level where if I don't prep for this, I'm just gonna get cheese killed. So yay. Yeah, the older games in this series had a very big issue where if your foot even so much as touched water, you just immediately drown. Like basically every Sonic game.
Water.
Sorry, what, Joe? You just cut out.
Did you try not touching water?
Nope, you're just gone.
You still there, Joe?
I'm still here.
Okay, you're clear me now. So what were you saying?
Have you tried not touching water?
Well, you're stuck on like the side of the freaking submarine, and everything just has like homing missiles that knock you backwards. The entire point of the enemies is just trying to knock you off. Or you could just put on hover legs, which float on water, but the game, like everything else, doesn't tell you this. This game has 0 instructions. Even as something as important as that. But just throw in hover legs that make you seem that they're just fast, but they also float on water, but we don't tell you this.
You've got to protect us.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Your AC cannot be recovered should it fall into the ocean. You have been warned.
With this conversation, McCoy, this somehow this might get like Transformers.
Sorry, what, Chappie?
So this conversation about Armored Core just somehow reminded me of Transformers.
I mean, technically they're robots.
The thing about Transformers is that they're organic metal.
Enemy battlecruiser detected. Commence attack.
Sorry, what about metal?
They said that they're organic metal.
Organic metal? Did they actually say they're organic metal?
Well,
Granted,
that's what they seem like because they both bleed and stuff like that.
Oh, I forgot. While you float on the water, the game just spams the "you're going out of the combat area" sound because you're like an inch from it. Thanks, game.
Honestly, the Transformers war is like so convoluted. It's been going on for so long.
Mission failed.
Yeah, I failed. Ooh. God, my attempt at this was awful. I did not notice there was a ship that came up shooting everything. I need to rethink my plan. Honestly, like, this entire game series, every time there's water, just... at least until later. Later on, you don't care.
But right now, you have to care.
Basically. Especially if you go in not knowing, and you don't have a setup that is good at flying, it's literally, well, good news. You lost before you started.
Or have you really?
I mean, if you... Here's the thing. So if you have to cross an area and just there's water in the middle, and you have literally 0 means of getting over it, then yes, you're basically just lost.
That's why I call Amaya Machine Zero.
Unidentified.
What?
Money.
I'm confused. I missed something.
System. Engaging combat mode.
Nailed it.
Your AC cannot be recovered should it fall into the ocean. You have been warned.
It was basically referencing the meme, Amaya Machine Zero.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's weave here.
I'm surprised Justin doesn't know it. Is he too old to understand this lingo of ours? Is he becoming like Ahmed?
Okay, good. This time I just blew up the ship in 4 seconds.
Nice. Gotta do it faster.
It's okay. I'm currently getting ear raped by the you're going out of bounds noise because I'm floating on the water.
So even if you play the game correct, do things correctly, you still get punished for it.
Well, no, the problem is because you technically are on the out of bounds combat line. It's not necessarily wrong. It's just
Poorly
annoying.
programmed or something like that.
Really? God fucking damn it. This is awful. Well, plan C.
Plan C.
Throw something random together and hope it works. I could actually attempt to build something from scratch, but I just built something and I'm too lazy. Yeah, I need to buy a sniper rifle.
Tyrone Smellers. And Tyrone Biggins.
I swear, if it doesn't work this time, I'm blaming Shappy.
Well, what did I do?
Nothing, and that's the problem. You aren't helping.
Well,
Even though there's
help.
nothing you can do to help, you aren't helping. And of course, the planes activated the amazing sound glitch of you're just stuck hearing the planes the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
That. Yeah.
System. Engaging combat mode.
Your AC cannot be recovered should it fall into the ocean. You have been warned.
Enemy battle cruiser detected. Commence attack.
Oh, nice. overcompensating Bologna Pony. That's the name of the gun.
Nice.
Favorite part of this level, more ear rape.
Sounds fun.
It's not.
Is that why you enjoy Armored Core so much?
Well, the other levels aren't that bad. Then there's just ear rape.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Are you gonna start doing puns again? Please, we don't need any more foot puns. For the love of God.
Oh, put a sock in it.
I mean, he didn't make it. I don't think he needed to make things off-footing.
Yeah, I didn't want to get off on the wrong foot.
Of course, I'm now out of ammo because there's so many planes.
Have you tried having more ammo?
No. This was the highest ammo capacity sniper rifle. It also dealt the most damage.
Have you tried having more ammo?
Okay, awesome. I managed to actually wait out the time by killing things fast enough at least.
Sounds good.
It said to return and we can... Where the hell am I supposed to go? Oh, there we go. Done. Finally. Never have to do this crap again. You know what would have been awful if they... Because the map moves, if they just hid like a floating box that comes by that has an item in it. That you need to 100% the game.
That would suck.
Granted, there are some games where you actually can't 100% it.
Isn't Just Cause one of them?
No, I meant like there's actually several Armored Core games where you physically can't 100% it because to get the 100% trophy, you have to have a 0% fail rate, except though to get one of the items, picking it up actually fails that level.
Wait, how?
Because the goal is to guard that so the NPCs or the enemies don't steal it. Like, for instance, one of them is to guard a train, but to get the part, you have to blow up the train and have like 2 seconds to grab it before you fail. But then doing that prevents you from getting the 100% trophy, but you can't get the 100% trophy without getting it. And now, as I spend another 20 seconds to restart the game because of this audio glitch.
I'm guessing that was an oversight.
No, they might have done it on purpose. I'm not sure. Granted, the original game didn't have trophies, but when they redid them, they added the trophies, I guess, without realizing it. So it's probably an oversight. And honestly,
I guess it's too late to change that.
Yep, those were quite a while ago. Granted, I'm still waiting to get to a silent line, because 100%ing that one is just pure torture. And then Last Raven, where the game devs gave you a cheat to kill one of the bosses because they realized they made it too hard. Those are always fun.
We hereby request that you investigate Leos Klein, leader of the Special Forces. We want you to sneak into Murakumo Dome.
It's always fun when this developer promotes cheating.
The dome is typically abandoned.
It's always fun when the developer promotes cheating.
Well, I mean, they just told you how to get it to glitch out of the map and die because they overtuned it to all hell.
Perhaps we can gain some useful information with which to oppress the LCC.
I'm just wondering how the heck that even happened. Like, did the playtesters not? Did the playtesters get those with ease? Or what?
I mean, they might have just given them. Honestly, the game itself is always a hard one. They might have just given the playtesters just a cheat for just infinite health, I really wouldn't put it past him.
This is your only exit. Return here once your investigation is complete.
Well, you just pop on the Konami code and just have everything.
Main system. Engage in combat mode.
I'm not sure what the point of the mission I was actually put on
Looks like
was.
there's nothing here.
Oh, there isn't one. Okay.
Wait, I'm picking something up on the radar. High temperature response. Missiles approaching. Get out now. Enemy units detected. ACs. It's a trap.
You know too much. We don't need your
Cheese.
Unable to recover your AC while enemy units are present. Take them out. Enemies destroyed.
What flavor?
There now.
Overtuned missiles.
Ooh,
mission objective achieved. System switch.
sounds delicious.
Yes. Yes. It is like a nice Cooper Sharp. And once again, another trap mission, so I'm not fucking paid. I don't know. Kind of. Someone just said, "Are you winning, son?" My answer is kind of, because while on the other hand, I technically won, I wasn't paid, and it's not a very rewarding win. It really isn't.
Wait, someone in the chat said that.
Yes, are you winning, son? It's not very rewarding win, but technically. Okay, so here's the thing. It says the reward is in advance, but you don't actually get anything. You'll notice that at the end you get a negative. Okay, so how it actually works is that... Okay, so the actual mission shows in advance and then in upon success. The only difference is that if you fail, you still get the advance payment, but you don't get the upon success payment.
Ah.
The person telling me it's not true, and I'm pretty sure it's not, because I know because there are times when it's split and it shows you both of them afterwards.
Seems like you might have an Armored Core expert in the chat.
Yep. Honestly, I don't know much about the. I don't know much about the early ones, to be honest. And I'm good to know that apparently you do actually get it beforehand. I didn't know that. Oh, right, I forgot, because for 2 is when you could actually start accepting them, but then back out before starting it. That's good to know. Perfect, then. Either way, it doesn't matter. The arena gives you more than you could ever actually need.
I'd like to make a request as representative of Zeo Matrix's Earth headquarters. As you know, we're at war with Zeo Matrix's Mars division. Clearly, this was caused by LCC's.
That's good, thanks. I didn't know that.
high-handed
Granted, I
attitude.
always just get the
That isn't in
arenas
our
done
favor,
first because there's so much money in it.
Yesterday, we made a peace proposal with LCC during a meeting held on Earth.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is you can technically do that and use the money to buy something before you start.
However, the Mars division adjourned the meeting in fierce disagreement. We don't want to make the situation any worse.
And yeah, like it's like the last 5 of the arena is like also where like 90% of it is.
Their last words were, "We still have a card up our sleeve."
Oh, sorry, I'm reading that. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna restart this. I was treating yours, not paying attention.
I'd like to make a request as representative of CO Make. Clearly, this was caused by LCC's high-handed attitude. The battle isn't in our favor, so yesterday, however, the Mars Division adjourned the meeting in fierce disagreement. Their last words were, since the meeting, the Mars Division has ceased all communications, and we also sent teams to the railway, but have since lost contact with them.
Well, if I remember, this is one of the indoor bosses, so I'm going to change to that other mech I made when I was bored.
I'd cleared, however, their lap since we also...
I mean, technically by the mid-10s, kind of, it's just like, you start off with a small amount. I think by like the mid-10s, they may give like 10 or 20,000 each, but then all of a sudden the last 5 give you like 1.9 million or something combined, if not more.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
AC detected. High heat source detected. Heat source is increasing.
AC pod acquired.
Help me! Help!
I don't know what the hell I just landed on. Hey, okay, so I can guarantee you rank 32 does not give you 20k.
What is it?
Not even close. You go up by okay, so the first one is like 500 and it goes up by maybe like 500 each time. So like by the time you get to 40, you get like 5k. 30, I think you're getting like 10k, and it doesn't really go up until later. And what do you mean by you hope I have screens? I'm not using the fatty legs to be bulky. I'm just doing it to carry the stuff.
Fatalis is in that game?
What?
Fatalis is in that game?
No, there's not a fatality. Fatalis, no. I'm just using really fat legs. The point isn't even being bulky. It's just so I can carry stuff because they're heavy. Grant, I didn't remember this like room being so wide. I could have used my other setup.
System switch to normal mode.
Yes, those optional parts are actually very, very good for actually reducing damage. A lot of people really underestimate them because of how little they cost. No, okay, so it's not that it's wide, it's just that, okay, so for the setup that I'm using, I've got the, okay, so I have the multi-missiles, so it spreads out and then goes in. So, okay, so at that point, if it's like one of the other, like, smaller, like, your mech is like, it's like 1.5 mechs high for the hallway height and like 3 wide, I can't use them because they go out too far. But that would have easily been short enough that I could have just completely destroyed it in like 4 seconds.
Oh yeah, spread him, daddy.
What? I said destroy, not spread. God damn you, Joe. Why is everything in the gutter with you, but I'm not surprised? But it's...
This is Joe we're talking about.
Even though they've lost
What did I do?
they've learned that the Mars
It's what you
Division has
didn't do.
plans to fight. They're acting independently. They're nothing but please enter the base. I understand this is a
Didn't do nothing.
Joe, can you good boy?
True. You're right. I did record that. I can actually go back and look.
For what?
Oh, the person just asked me how I am at Pussy via Mouth missions, and I have no idea what that means.
Why don't you just ask him?
I figured that was something that Joe could tell me because I'm not sure. I figured it was something I didn't know.
It goes over my head.
Oh, I tried. You see, you are the person I go to for all that crap.
There must be some
Oh, player versus monster. Yeah.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
What do you mean, what nothing? I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about there.
Missiles 1, 3, and 6 are armed and ready to fire.
Looks like they're armed and ready to fire. Find the controls and avoid the launch.
I have to be breaking all these open, aren't I? Yep. Oh, of course that one opened without breaking it.
And that's chapter 12 complete.
Nice.
Fine. I was not expecting that, to be honest.
AC of unknown origin detected. Commencing attack.
But I will say, I really did a shit job at building this in 4 seconds. I could have made this a lot better. Wait, were these doors? I don't even know anymore. Oh, right, I do have to actually go inside these, right. Oh, of course it just opens.
Launch device number 6 deactivated.
Oh, they're actually working as... There we go. Some of them you have to cut to open, other ones you just push the button, but they look the exact same. Amazing.
Launch device number 1 deactivated. Secure mode activated. Canceling launch.
Mission objective achieved.
Oh, what the hell is the other half of this map? I forgot what this one was. I'm hoping I come back here later because there's like another half of the map I didn't even go to.
As part of the LCC.
But yeah, like as I was trying to say prior, because like the air ducts there. I mean, or just even that room there. I guess with all of those beams would have been awful for these multi missiles.
As part of the LCC reorganization, the new director is coming from Earth. He'll arrive at Vilju spaceport within a couple of days. Your job is to guard the spaceport. Of course, there's no one left to resist us, but still, we must display our power to... All you are required to do is wait along the perimeter of the airport. We're paying you just to sit there. Soon all Ravens will be under LCC's command. This is your list. The director will be escorted by the Special Forces. Do not get in the way.
I finally bought the new edition to store stuff I've always wanted. When I opened it, all the pages were blank.
Hey, what?
I have no words to... I'm reading a dad joke. I finally bought the limited edition to Thesaurus that I've always wanted. When I opened it, all the pages were blank. I have no words to describe how angry I am.
Oh, you bought a book early. All the pages are blank. Amazing.
I'm gonna roll a dad joke and see if I get something good.
Commencing operation. We'll take over the airport.
Destroy all enemy forces.
It's an insurrection. The special forces are revolting.
I want to call an elephant that doesn't matter. I'm an elephant.
I was at the library asked if they have any books on paranoia. The librarian replied, yes, they are right behind you.
That dad joke bot is great. It's just a shame Keith got it relegated to one channel anyway.
Me being stupid realized I probably never changed the frickin' lock-on targeting on this setup from when I tried to do the ship. And this is honestly awful.
You want to read this now?
I'm terrified of elevators. I'm gonna start taking steps to avoid them.
I don't get how that's a joke. I have to fix that because this is just awful.
Did you know you should always take an extra pair of pants golfing? Just in case you get a hole in one.
That's awful. Where are you getting these awful jokes? Oh, right, the dad. I'm stupid.
The dad.
You want me to read this one?
Yeah, go for it.
How you tell the difference between a crocodile and an alligator?
How?
You see one later and one in a while.
Really?
My dad bot's so good.
Right, can't skip the cutscene, damn.
You want to read this one?
Go for it.
What did the hat say to the scarf? You can hang around. I'll just go on the head. You okay there, Yashima?
That's awful.
Destroy all enemy forces.
It's an insurrection. The special forces are revolting. Attack!
System engaging combat mode.
What's the difference between a guitar and a fish? You can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish.
I've actually heard that one before.
Doesn't stop it being good though.
Oh, now repeat the same one he had.
How many kids with ADD does it take to change a light bulb? Let's go ride bikes.
Why did number 4 get into the nightclub? Because he is too square.
Ooh.
I had a pair of racist nails. I removed their shells to make them more aerodynamic because they became sluggish.
My new song is terrible. It's so bad. I'd say it's terrible.
What?
My new thesaurus is terrible. In fact, it's so bad I'd say it's terrible.
Camping is intense.
Ooh. They're actually somehow getting worse.
Where do rappers go after they get married? On a bunny moon.
Why couldn't the lifeguard save the hippie? He was too far out, man.
I butcher actually back into his meat grinder. Gotta go behind.
And I blew up the target I was trying to defend. I believe I did anyway. I might have just been what happens. I'm not sure.
You got the joke, Joe?
No, that's a good one.
A butcher accidentally backed into his meat grinder. He gotta go behind his work that day.
Why did the opera singer go sailing? They wanted to hit the high seas.
Is that a music note? I honestly don't know.
Yes.
Today my son asked, "Can I have a bookmark?" And I burst into tears. 11-year-old, he doesn't even know my name is Brian.
At this time, LCC
If you think swimming with dolphins is expensive, you should try swimming with sharks. Cost me an arm and a leg.
Oh right, so I forgot. So for the voice actor for the Earth government in this game, they just put a Texan.
Now the special forces have revolted and now occupy a number of major Martian facilities.
But it's not even like a real Texan accent, it's a fake Texan accent.
What did one wall say to the other wall? I'll meet you at the corner.
We've devised a plan to regain control, but we're going to require the assistance of a Raven. We hereby request that you eliminate the special forces running rampant, and we ask that you
Would that look like
the city
a
and
joke
destroy
machine?
the occupying forces. Meanwhile, the location of the revolt's leader, Leos Klein, is still unknown.
I guess we hit the limit of something.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Texans exist in the future. No, that was not the issue I had. The issue is how bad the accent was.
Why do scuba divers fall backwards into the water? Because if they fell forward, they'd still be on the boat.
Roger. Let's take him down quickly.
Sorry, what now, Joe?
Oh, I'm just telling more dad jokes, don't worry about it. I'm sure chat's enjoying it.
Hey, I now have to have the fun time of trying to remember where the hell the hidden item is.
What happens to our Ford's car when it breaks down? It gets towed.
Do you want a brief explanation of what an acorn is? In a nutshell, it's an oak tree.
Oh my god, I actually found it. Now, where the hell am I on the map? So I never... Okay, northeast, got it. Now I never... I found it by accident, awesome.
Why did the Phenom fail the lie detector? Because he be lying.
We gained access to the building, and we'll take out the special forces.
Mission objective achieved. System switch.
What mutual instrument is found in the bathroom? A tube of toothpaste.
I'm actually not sure how I feel about that one.
What's the least spoken language in the world? Sign language.
That's actually not a bad one.
What did one nut say as he chased another nut? I'ma cash you.
It's not bad, actually.
Why does Superman get invited to dinner? Because he's a superhero.
You see what the game is to kill Yasna. We so kill Yasna with dad jokes. Yes, sir. I prefer confuse the words jacuzzi and yakuza. Now I'm in hot water with the Japanese mafia.
But the special forces still occupy the underground lab. Disorder units have also been detected in the underground research lab.
If you're struggling to think of what to get for Christmas, just get them afraid to watch the lace face light up when they open it up.
We've zero disorder.
Hold on, I have something in my shoe. I'm pretty sure it's a foot. It all comes first, full circle.
Right back onto feet as God intended.
What, him my pizza joke? Never mind, it's too cheesy. Hostess, do you have a preference of where you want to sit? Dad, down. A dog was recently found dead in a rice paddy. It's the only known instance of a knick-knack paddywhack.
I don't actually get that one.
Why do bees have sticky hair? Because they use honeycomb.
Sorry, what now?
Why do bees have sticky hair? Because they use honeycomb.
No, these are just getting really bad.
What do vegetarian zombies eat? Grains.
Why can't you use beef stew as a password? Because it's not strong enough.
Did you? Oh yeah, you already did this one. Wife, honey, I'm prick. Oh, you already did this one too. I think it's random per person.
What's random per person?
It's the one jokes I didn't get. I'm getting the jokes Joe got.
What do you call a girl between two posts? A net.
What do you call a monkey at a minefield? A baboon.
Why does Waldo only wear stripes? Because he doesn't want to be spotted.
Why did the man go to distance? 2:30. Well, what time did the man go to the dentist? 2:30.
They tried to make a diamond shaped like a duck, but it quacked under the pressure.
The main objective is the removal of all special forces occupying the station.
I was in the 80s band called The Prevention. We're better than the Cure. We were better than Cure.
Did you hear the joke about the wandering nun? He was a Roman Catholic.
You can't run through a campsite. You can only ran because it's past tense.
Main system.
I was fired from the keyboard factory yesterday. I wasn't putting in enough shift.
You won't get lost if you follow the signs.
A quick shout out to all the sidewalks out there. Thanks for keeping me off the streets.
What's the difference between an African elephant and an Indian elephant? About 5,000 miles.
Did you hear about the guy whose whole left side was cut off? He's all right now.
I used to work in a shoe recycling shop. It was soul destroying.
I don't know how many bad jokes you can have there, but I'm assuming it's a lot.
You can never have enough.
This bot has a lot of jokes.
What's it doing here?
What's the difference between a hippo and a Zippo? One is really heavy, the other is a real fighter.
What kind of award did the dentist receive? A little plaque.
A what?
We've been informed
A little
that
plaque.
Klein has been located.
So I couldn't hear you. Shappy laughed at the same time.
A little plaque.
A
They've
little
ordered
plaque.
you to
Oh.
return immediately. We'll leave the rest up to the government troops.
For Valentine's Day, I decided to get my wife some beads for an abacus. It's the little things that count.
AC approaching. Multiple ACs detected. They're the Frighteners.
When do doctors get angry?
You won't be able to escape.
When they run out of patience. My boss told me to have a good day. I went home.
Wow, I must admit, this is... I'm doing really awful today.
This is East of Eden. ID signal confirmed. Commencing recovery.
Oh yeah, Shaplo, you asked me hours ago how many weapons Cloud gets in the end. The answer's still.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, I think the biggest issue I have with this is these legs don't turn fast at all. So anything that can move the back grenade launchers don't work at all.
If you have a question for you guys. If you pull the lever, Harambe will die. If you don't, his resistance will never be appreciated. What do we value higher, Harambe or the idea of Harambe?
Realistically, you should say Harambe, but I feel like the idea of Harambe is now more of a thing than
I think the main
Harambe
issue
was.
is that the whole thing for Harambe shouldn't have happened because if that woman either wasn't like watching 5 kids by herself, I think it was, or just even the kid said 4 times he wanted to go in there and was gonna climb in, and the woman ignored him.
I don't understand why the gorilla had to die. Like, what the fuck?
Wait, so the guy in chat just said, Harambe Rip King, hashtag dicks out.
Because seriously, like, you killed a gorilla because a child fell in the pit. What the fuck?
It must not be lost. Help us return peace and
It doesn't make sense.
Okay, so the reason I wasn't using the dual back cannon is because of the ammo amount. But in all honesty, it probably will just kill things faster.
It's like it's like if I was to rob a store and they arrest the shopkeeper.
All of a sudden, there's just a ridiculous thunderstorm outside. Fantastic. After this, I really have to change these legs. The turning speed on these is garbage.
Change those legs. You unhappy with your feet, Yasuna?
Watch out. They've planted bombs that are difficult to detect.
No, these legs are honestly just very fat, which was nice for what I was going for weight. But, yeah, they, don't turn fast at all. Obviously, I'm pretty sure I have to go the other way because that's where all of the mines are. But I'm checking the checking the other doors anyway. Oh, hey, look.
Let's fight, Raven. We'll settle this in battle.
Yeah, he's dead.
Nice.
Karasawa is still broken as shit in like all of the older games.
Let's fight, Raven.
Except Phantasma and Masters of Arena. The hit rate was awful.
Why did the miner get fired from the job?
Why?
He took it for granted.
Ah.
Man, dad jokes are great.
Are they?
Yeah.
Klein isn't here.
Who doesn't love a good dad joke?
Moms.
Your mission is complete. Let's head back.
I'm guessing there's none of those here.
My mom hates my dad's jokes.
I've never had my mother and father in the same room for more than a minute, so I wouldn't know.
Same here.
But I thought dad jokes were just a universal constant of funny.
I mean, it definitely makes me want to just slam my head into a table.
But you have a dad, Yasna. Are you not used to it?
No, mine doesn't actually tell dad jokes.
Can you really call him a dad then?
I mean, he helped give birth to me, so yes.
We've made a mistake. An LCC military facility has been overtaken by the special...
If humans lose the ability to hear...
Before you use the third time, I'm changing my legs. Sorry.
If humans lose the ability to hear high-frequency volumes when they get older, can my 4-year-old son hear a dog whistle? No, humans can't hear that high-frequency no matter what age they are. Question. Dogs can't whistle. RP boil water. You'll be missed. Magicians were driving down the street, and then he turned into a driveway.
Oh, this one doesn't actually show the stats of the optional parts returning speed. Fun.
We've made a mistake.
Well, I'm gonna see you guys later.
See you, Sheppy. Did I listen to all this all the way through? No, I didn't.
We've made a mistake. An LCC military facility has been overtaken by the Special Forces, and Balena Corporation's STAI battleship has been launched from its underground berth. It seems the upheavals around the planet were a ploy designed by Klein to split our forces. His objective was to take over the military facility and launch the STAI. The STAI is a battleship designed by Balena, with enough firepower to destroy the entire planet. Fact is, Klein has acquired the greatest weapon on Mars. Klein must be stopped. Right now, he's headed towards Phobos, and it's now enter the STAI via the transport ship and shut it down. A lot of Ravens have. We wish you.
Target detected. Commencing drop.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
We're working on opening the hatch. Please hold on.
Wait, did they just fly through the... Yep, they're flying through the middle. Amazing. Amazing hitbox collision. No, it's not a hitbox at all, it's
The
just
hatch
collision.
is open. Proceed.
Wow, I couldn't have gone the complete wrong direction. And that sentence made no sense.
Looks like we're the only ones who made it. Alright, let's rock.
This was not the right door. You realize that from the color of the mini-map icons.
I'm not letting you through, Raven. I see.
Getting that option part was very useful.
You remind me of another pilot I knew long ago. A rebel. I've already figured someone like you into my calculation. It's my intention that you do not interfere with my plans.
They definitely started us point blank.
Raven, it's not over yet. Focus. That is where I'll be reborn.
We've received a transmission from Phobos, from none other. According to him, Phobos is an artifact left by an ancient Martian civilization. We had a hard time believing him, but there is evidence to support his claim. According to recent calculations, Phobos' orbit has already shifted. Now, whether it's a weapon or not, if Phobos plummets to the Martian surface, the damage it would do to mankind. If this mission succeeds, we'll grant the Ravens their freedom. We'll relinquish. This is the greatest reward ever offered to a Raven. I wouldn't advise you to pass up this kind of an opportunity. According to him, Phobos is not the this is the base reward.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Oh, I do actually have to break these. I was killing everything. I wish I knew would have gotten the ammo back.
Klein, why? We were nothing but pawns?
We all make mistakes, don't you think, Raven? We humans need strict supervision. We cannot live on our own. A state dedicated solely to ravens. I'm a realist, not some fool. All that I've wanted to do is to revive the ways of old. Die, rebel!
Wait, was that actually it? Oh, thank God. Okay.
Raven!
Phobos orbit altered. It's falling toward the Martian surface.
Destroy the orbit control mechanism. Phobos will stop when you do so.
Phobos orbit deteriorating. You'll never make it. Get out, hurry!
Raven. What is it that you wish?
Oh, it's just okay. Never mind.
The government has announced the death of Leos Klein, leader of the coup d'etat. This effectively ends the uprising. Society refers to him as the revolutionary who tried to create a government on Mars. I don't agree with that. But it's impossible to know what he really intended, now that Phobos is destroyed and the LCC and Frighteners no longer exist. I don't think he was mistaken, though. I just think he used the wrong means in attempting to obtain what he wanted. Mars is about to begin a new phase in its history. Raven, where will you go? What will you do?
That's all I can speed it up. Fantastic. So I do want to try that one mission again with that large disorder unit inside the hallway, because I'm pretty sure I could have just used the missiles in there. Sweet. Yeah, so at that point, I'm probably going to finish the game up afterwards on Monday and then possibly Tuesday next week. I usually do other RPGs on Wednesday and Thursday. Actually, how many extra missions are there that I had to skip? Wait, I actually looked up on hard. All that hard does on this game is that it shrinks the lockbox size. It doesn't actually change the stats of anything. So to be honest, if also a real challenge would probably not be using these missiles. I did actually join that, I think actually last week. Oh. H+? Oh, Human Plus, yes. Honestly, so I started with Armored Core 4 and spent most of my time doing for Answer, because I got Armored Core 4 the same month that Answer came out. So I have like several years of online play for Answer and figured let's go play the old ones. And then figured, hey, why not stream? I did the first 3, and as you saw, like halfway through this one, and said screw it, I'll restart and stream them, because why not? And I believe it was Underground Railway.
Clearly, however, their last since we also.
Yeah, say people were right about the damage for the Karasawa, but it seems that the missiles, as soon as they added the extensions in this one, were very do a bit too much damage. Because that boss just died. Or does he always die really quick?
Heat source is increasing.
Help me! Help!
It's extremely hot. What is it? We have no data on
That was not the right button.
Careful.
Let's see how fast this dies. I'm curious. Okay, yeah, it still just dies. Karasawa took like 15 seconds. That was like 6. Granted, the cost of the ammo is also really, really high. But, yeah. Oh, yes. Granted, what I'm also going to point out is, let's take anything from this arena. In theory, I assume that the arena has generally the same stats, right? Yeah, I'll say that some of the mission ACs probably only have like 2,000 health. Let's say here we're doing the arena. It should at least be scaled properly. This still just kills everything. Like, I don't really even have to aim. It's almost the entire screen. I'd say at least half of those missed. But yeah, I was expecting the last, like, the first phase of the last boss just died. At least the other one dodged a bit, but... I'm not honestly sure if the large things just have a lot more energy defense than physical defense. Or, yeah, not sure. Honestly, what made me try these is like one of the enemies in the arena had a single multi-missile, so I tried the double, and then also saw there were missile extensions, and just does a lot of damage. So also a question. Oh, okay, so someone told me that the sequel to this, Another Age, is more of just... here's a giant pile of missions with no plot to it. Is that actually what it is? Okay, so it's literally just a giant pile of missions. And okay, so would you say that it's worth playing or streaming it, or would it just really not fun? Okay, if it's more challenging, then I don't mind giving it a try. If it was just okay, okay, that guy just didn't. Anyway, yeah. So if it's just that for just 50, 60 levels, I'd probably skip it. You're saying it's actually more challenging. Look, my goal for streaming, honestly, was to see if I could do the Armored Core games or like other old games and go an entire month with 0 views. I have 58. Look, if you're one person who said that you would come on Mondays and Tuesdays and watch as I go through this crap, that's more than good enough for me. I was planning to do all of them anyway. It's just someone inside the Discord told me to skip another age because the game wasn't fun. I figured I saw some extra arenas open, so I was just going to get these done really quick. Honestly, the only thing I saw for Another Age was I checked the speedrun site, and someone did some like glitch run where somehow loading a finished version first lets you start a new game right at the very last like mission, and he just put a moonlight onto a tank and then just quickly did it in like a few minutes. Yeah, the one thing that I've noticed also is that the map that you choose, if you base it on how your AC works, like how I can just choose this giant open one like this because of my setup, it seems like a giant advantage. And saying that, and then I'm going to lose here to this stupid grenade launcher. Okay, there we go. I got behind it. Right, also, actually, another thing. Someone told me that there's some way to, like, get infinite energy for 40 seconds with some button combination, but I haven't been able to figure it out. Yes, that thing. How do I do that? You know what, I can actually probably just Google that now that you told me what it's called. You know what? I know why I couldn't get that to work then. So I actually, you know what? So I actually did a remap for the controller because I wanted the up and down onto like not the triggers. So because of that, I moved it onto the analog stick. So I can't actually do up and down at the same time. Actually, also a question, because I don't understand what this means. I'm looking, I guess I found the Armored Core fandom site. It's like telling me like AC2, AC2 AA values, 2440 seconds divided by 1220 seconds. I'm not sure what the crap that means. There's gotta be something with the overboost. Hold on. Sure. Yeah, so it's saying like there's a chart of values about like how, and then giving time. I don't know what it means, to be honest. Okay, I realized what it was. There is literally a stat on the core labeled OB limit, which is probably for based on how long the limiter lasts, I guess. Because it does match that. I have one for 2400, one for 3900, and one for 4200. Okay, so there's actually a stat on the core that shows it. Okay. So basically you get it for like 20 or 35 seconds, but then it's down for like 2.5 times as long almost. Wait. Oh, I guess in Another Age is the second half, so it's actually like 70 seconds up and then 80 seconds down for the first one, but then only 35 for Another Age. Oof. Yeah, so apparently the values for Another Age are cut in half. Instead of having it almost even, it's just you have half the time. Good luck, don't die. Honestly, it's, I guess if you know, I was looking at these arms and they seem useless from how much energy they consumed. I guess that you could just turn the limiter off and spam these, but I don't know if this arm is good. What is LR is extremely powerful? Oh, laser rifle. So guess the laser cannons. Yeah, I was trying to figure out if these were good. I tried them when I got them, and they just seemed poop, to say the least. Also, I've noticed that at least for the first 4 games now, shotguns aren't good. Like, it just seems to be underwhelming damage along with underwhelming accuracy. It's spam fire laser arms with limiter release. I mean, I could see it. I mean, I would say that this is also a lot, but it's very inconsistent based on how they move. Like, you could finish someone off in 3 seconds with this. It could be a while. Like this, you just overboost away. Honestly, the machine gun seems good. It's just that, I don't know how to put it, like, a lot of the arm weapons, like just the guns, the shotguns, the rifles in 2, seem very underwhelming. Like, besides the Kurosawa, the rifles don't really seem that good. The machine gun, just math-wise, has the most, has the most possible damage per second, but it just seems heavily skewed on back weapons. Like for instance, the machine guns, but the chain guns are actually quite nice. But like though, for the first, like, Armored Core 1, the machine gun wasn't actually that bad, but then you get the Kurosawa and it's just like this does as much damage as a laser cannon, firing like 3 times faster than a rifle, consuming almost no energy, and is pinpoint accurate. Yes. Okay, so while the machine guns don't do more damage, it seems that if you wait like a second before firing, that they actually start to lead the shots and hit a lot. Okay, so actually someone told me that for Armored Core 3, if you put the machine gun with a left-hand flamethrower, I guess that's when you can start using left hands on just a like lightweight hover leg. You can just hold the boost and circle them and just completely melt someone in 3 seconds. There's 5 stages of lock-on? Again, I put all of my time into 4 and 4 answer. I don't... 5. Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Guess I'll get the last one in the arena done and then call it night. It has more than 4? What? I guess that's what, I guess the lock speed makes more sense. Honestly, I guess, yeah, because the lock-on speeds I saw, I guess from what it seems like the other games, actually the other game was the higher, so I guess that like the smaller the lock speed, the faster it goes. So lock speed just entirely missiles. Nothing else. Well, that guy just drained his energy. Oh, no, never mind. He still has energy. And all of a sudden, there's an NPC that actually does stuff. Amazing. Thankfully, I had enough business. Okay, so that's how. Okay, so I saw that there were enemies that in which were using the middle missile and somehow getting 4 entire locks in the same time it took me to get the multi-missile lock on. I guess that's how. Honestly, that's what I noticed about this entire series. There's all of this crap that they don't tell you. Like, for instance, Armored Core 4 doesn't tell you at all about the quick turn. You know what? That is probably why the Karasawa in Project Phantasma and Masters of Arena, I couldn't get it to hit. I guess in the first game things didn't move too much, so it was just destroying them. But when I was doing the arenas in Phantasma and Master of Arena, everything was, they were just moving, and just them moving was making it miss. I guess it wasn't waiting long enough. I was actually realizing that because all of them jump. To be fair, Dark Souls does have a tutorial level where there were notes on the floor that tell you what stuff does and how to parry. This game, if you didn't purchase a hard copy that has the manual in it, it's just, okay, go play. Nothing. Wait, please don't tell me. Wait, what that says doing no— okay, so I have a question for you, because I never had the hard copy for these old ones. Did the manual at least explain the stats of the items? Because someone told me that until Nexus, there was no glossary in the game that told you anything. Like, honestly, the headpiece has something called hacking function. I don't know what the hell that even means. Like, what does it do? It's like, after going through this, I didn't see anything where it's like, there's a shorter path. Like, is that... Okay, so I guess for like the killing Leos Klein inside that one hallway with those mines, there was a door to the left I accidentally opened. I guess that was because I had the hacking function on. That had the part in it. Yes, that one. Okay, so it's locked if you don't have enough hacking function. I just noticed that this head had the radar and everything on it, along with whatever the biosensor is. And then it just had every radar thing, and then the hacking was the highest number, so I just threw it on. Huh. Yeah, so one thing that I'll mention, though, is these older games so far, I've played 4. There's a lot more, like, missions indoors that actually have a lot more depth to it, especially Phantasma. Just the entire plot line with that other person doing all of those things indoors, going back and forth. It was honestly quite nice. The newer ones seemed way too fast to actually get that to work. Well, also, so you were also mentioning Armored Core 3. I heard that Silent Line getting the hidden parts is awful. Or at least some of them. Because opposed to finding them, you have to do certain chain missions or make certain beat certain requirements, like time or not taking too much damage. And then there's honestly, I don't think it's going to be hard. Just getting the hidden parts is what sounded hard. Like, if they keep going towards, all of the, tactical types of missions. Okay, so if you're talking about hard, someone told me that for Last Raven, one of the endings, just, the enemy armored core is just on complete steroids. One of the endings for Last Raven, there's just... I'm trying to remember the name someone told me. There was just that one route ending was awful. Why haven't you played it? Is there just some reason? No, it wasn't Jacko. Yeah. Is there any certain reason why you haven't played Last Raven? Because if you need it, I did manage to find a ROM of all of them. Granted, so far, Armored Core 2, any form of flying vehicle. Okay, so for any form of flying vehicle on 2, if I kill it when it's within, like, 80 units, the sound effect of it flying just gets stuck on until I turn the entire game off. Honestly, I don't even know how to do that. Oh, I tried that and it didn't work. I actually went to the title screen and it was still doing it. Maybe it was just that one time because it was different sounds. Yeah, so I'll probably come back on Monday to finish up the missions I didn't do. Because I'm going... Oh, okay. Thanks for that. Okay, so saying, yeah, so I'm probably going to be finishing up the first Jak and Daxter game tomorrow. Then I have Jak 2, where I've already gotten the hero mode open, so I'll be doing a hero mode run of that afterwards. And I'm probably going to pick up Armored Core 2 and then do another Age on Monday and Tuesday next week. Yeah, so I usually start at like 8 EST and go until about now. Yep, thanks for all of the help. That's honestly a lot of good information.